Morning, everybody,
Good morning.
and thank you all for joining us here on this auspicious occasion. It's really an exciting time. You know, we're doing a ribbon cutting today, but the school actually opened on August 25th, and we came and we welcomed the new students. And as my wife and I were driving here on that day, we noticed something that really was overwhelming and actually almost brought a tear to our eye. Young people in the South Norwalk area holding hands with mom or dad or both and walking to school. That's and that's what this was all about. Giving the young people in South Norwalk a neighborhood school that they haven't had in over 50 years. And you know, a dream doesn't become a reality unless it's shared. And when I first got elected in way back in 2013, one of the things we started talking about was a South Norwalk school. Now, things take time, but it also takes a partnership. So I want to thank some of the people. I can't bring everybody by name because it's obviously going to be tough, but I want to thank the members of the Common Council. If you could either stand or raise your hand and let us know who you are. You can stand. Thank you for helping make this happen. Members of the Board of Estimate and Taxation who authorized the money. Thank you. Members of the Board of Education who shared the dream. And others, obviously, we have our construction team. Alan Lowe, I know you're out here someplace. We never can thank you enough for all the things that you do. This is absolutely remarkable. Jim, Giuliani, you as well. This is absolutely remarkable. So we thank you. And we thank the officers, police officers and firefighters for being here, for protecting our children, protecting our city. Thank you. So, without further ado, I'd like to bring up some people that were really also instrumental in helping to make this happen. People that shared that dream, shared that vision. And first, let's start off with Dr. Estrella, Superintendent of Norwalk Public Schools. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Good morning, everyone. What a truly special and historic day this is. Not only for our students and families, but for the entire South Norwalk community. It has been more than 40 years since this neighborhood had its own school. For decades, parents here have carried the hope that one day their children could walk to school in their own neighborhood, attend concerts and family night just down the street, and feel the pride of having a school right here in their backyard. Today, that hope becomes reality. This new building is more than brick and mortar. It represents opportunity, dignity, and belonging. It means children can start their mornings at home a little longer without a long bus ride across town. It means parents can easily attend back to school nights, watch their children sing in school concerts, or sit with a teacher face to face without the barrier of distance. It means this community can come together more often, more fully, and more meaningfully. And we must also pause to honor the vision and persistence of so many who fought for this day. For years, community leaders, community advocates, our local pastors that are here today kept this dream alive. They reminded us again and again that South Norwalk deserved a school of its own, that our children deserve to learn where they live. Their voices, their prayers, and their advocacy paved the way for what we can now celebrate. Just look around, and you'll see more of it as we walk through the walls and hallways of the new building. This school is bright, open, and designed to bring people together. It was built not just for academic excellence, but to serve as a gathering place, a cultural hub, and a source of pride for every family here in South Norwalk. This is a gift to this neighborhood, but it is also an investment in the future of our city and in every child who will pass through those doors. I would like to thank the many people who made this possible. Mayor Rilling, for your steadfast commitment to bringing a school back to South Norwalk, and for your vision of building modern, student-centered schools across the city. Thank you. Senator Bob Duff, for securing the vital funding that made this project possible. The 60% reimbursement you delivered not only ensures this school's completion, but sets the stage for future projects across our district. Thank you for your leadership. Commissioner Gilman, for your critical role in the funding process and for believing in the importance of this investment. Thank you. Our state delegation, for your tireless advocacy not only for this building, but for the lives and futures of our children who will learn inside them. Thank you. Governor Lamont, for prioritizing public education and recognizing the power of modern collaborative learning environments. Thank you for making this possible. Commissioner Russell Tucker, for your partnership and for celebrating the progress here in Norwalk, showing others across the state and the nation what is possible when we put students first. Thank you. Our Common Council members, for championing this project and helping bring a neighborhood school back to this community. Thank you for your leadership. To what I always say, I'm very proud to be part of, our amazing Board of Education, for your steadfast leadership and long-standing support, from early designs on paper to the vibrant halls we stand in today. Thank you, board members, for your leadership. And of course, a heartfelt thank you to Deputy Superintendent Sandra Fayois and one of my favorite people in the city, Alan Lowe, whose dedication in partnership with Tecton Architects, Newfield Construction, Construction Solutions Group, and countless workers made this possible and has been nothing short of extraordinary. Thank you for all you do. Sandra, Alan, stand up so people know who you are because you've been instrumental in this project. Alan, don't hide in the back. To all who had a hand in this, whether in planning, advocacy, design, funding, and construction, another big thank you. And to the people of South Norwalk, welcome home. This is your school. Wanna cry? This is your space. May it be a place where children grow with confidence, where families gather in joy, and where the bond of community grows even stronger. May this dream continue to filling the dreams of many more years to come for the future of Norwalk. Thank you, everyone, for making today possible.
Thank you, Dr. Estrella. Touching indeed. We also, as I mentioned earlier, the Common Council, and as you heard, not much can get done unless everybody does what they have to do to make things happen. Behind the scenes, doing the design, whatever part they played. And certainly the Common Council played a big role in helping us get this done. So I'd like to call forward the current president of the Norwalk Common Council, Barbara Smith.
Good morning. What a joyous day for South Norwalk, for Norwalk, and all of Norwalk Public Education. This is a beautiful school, a school that is up to date and current for the type of education our children need to move forward for the future. So I couldn't be prouder to have been a part of a small part of making this happen. I want, of course, to thank Mayor Harry Rilling for your excellent leadership and commitment to building new schools here in Norwalk. Governor Lamont for your support. I'll get to you, Dr. Strait, don't you worry. I'm going to skip over a little bit. Senator Bob Duff, of course, this is the first school that we have completed at the 60% reimbursement, and there are more to come. So thank you for fighting for our students, for education, and for that 60% reimbursement that really is going to change things here for Norwalk. All of our state delegation, Dominique Johnson, I really want to thank you for fighting for education for our kids. This has been quite a journey to get to this day. And I'm going to go back about 8-9 years ago when I first became involved and started thinking about running for office and going to some of the district meetings. And I recall going to a District B meeting that was very testy. Emotions were running high in a community that was not feeling heard. And I just want to make sure that we recognize some of the people who fought to get us here, some of our former council members from this district. I want to make sure to acknowledge Travis Sims and Faye Bowman, who when I first came on the council, were fighting for a school for South Norwalk, a school that was going to serve the community. I also want to make sure to acknowledge Ernie Dumas, who also served on the council for District B. And my friend Darlene Young, who I believe that's the first time I met you, Darlene, was at that District B meeting. And your endless, tireless efforts for the community. So I want to make sure to acknowledge you. And Diana Revolus, who also fought in partnership with Darlene in terms of making sure that this school was going to serve the community. DeJuan Wiggins, who also serves currently on the Common Council. There didn't seem to be a lot of community engagement at that time, and this is where I really want to acknowledge our superintendent, Alex Estrella, for making sure to work together with the community, with the Board of Education. I want to acknowledge your commitment to working with the community to make sure that this school was going to be the best it could be for this community. But I have a very special thanks. And I'm going to call you out again, Alan. Alan Lowe, the Director of Building Management, working together with the superintendent, with Sandra Fayos. I don't want to forget to mention Sandra. I don't know that we'd be here without your ingenuity. After losing that first site, you went on those maps looking for every possible place in South Norwalk to find a location where we could build a community school. And I really don't know that we'd be here without that ingenuity. And here we are. So this location is not without its challenges. It's incumbent upon us as community leaders to make sure that we continue with the safety and beautification improvements that need to happen around the school, but we are committed to making sure that this community is a vibrant neighborhood school for all of South Norwalk families. Thank you.
My reflexes are gone. So you heard about District B, and District B is a really vital part of the city of Norwalk and the representatives who represent District B. Not only does she represent District B, but she's been a city employee for approximately 30 years or maybe a little bit more, going all the way back to Weed and Seed, where we would weed out the problems and plant new seeds so that an area can grow and develop and become a vibrant part of the community. So that was going all the way back to Reverend Yule. I think you were part of it, and back to the 1960s, 70s, 80s. I'm not even sure. But again, and again, you were mentioned the clergy. Thank you, Reverend Clark, for your undying support on this project as well. But let me bring forward the District B representative on the Common Council, a young lady who has dedicated her life to District B, dedicated her life to making sure that the city grows and develops, and that is Darlene Young.
Good morning. Oh, the kids do better than that. Good morning.
Good morning.
They need to hear us inside, right? They need to see us out here celebrating this beautiful day. So I just want to thank, I'm going to go through and thank everyone who had a hand in this, because it was not done on its own. It took many, many hearts and minds to come together to realize that this community deserved its own school. And the only way that you really build community is through school. We start with young people. And this building not only brings kids together, but it will bring families together. And that's what a community school does. And so I am so happy to be standing here in front of you all today to talk about this. And as I listen to the mayor and Barbara and Dr. Estrella go through the list of folks who've been instrumental and who really champion this project, I have to say the name of Sherelle Harris, who was also on the Board of Education. I only think she spent one term, but that was one good term, because this school came out of that championing that she did. And I think Dr. Estrella, I think she kind of made that point with you when you came on board, how important this effort is to the community. In your interview. So I appreciate all that she has done. And when you talk about District B, and we had many, many meetings, and we were vocal about what this school should look like, because it's not just about brick and mortars. It's what those kids, our children, are going to be taught and learning on the inside. And so we were adamant about being a part of the process and making sure that our voices were heard. Well, look behind you, they were heard. And I can't say enough about what this building looks like. On the outside, it's beautiful. On the inside, it's inspiring. It looks like a college campus. I think just having young people and their parents walk through such a beautiful building that was well thought out in its design. Thank you, Alan Lowe, and others. And Jim, Giuliani, and all those who played a part in making sure that this school is all that it can be. And I'm going to be honest with you. At some point, we know that people have said, who's going to go to this school? Who's going to want to go to a South Norwalk school? Well, we want to make it that everybody wants to go to this school. And we do that through the teaching and the education that we provide our young people. And I'm so happy to see the principal, who went to Columbus Magnet, and is now here as the principal of this school. So whose ever idea that was, kudos. Because he is a shining example of what education looks like and how you stay in your community to give back to others. And I appreciate that. All the, governor, senator, all the commissioners, representatives, this is a real example of what community looks like and what many hands can produce when we all come together and have the same vision. And so we have to keep that alive and make sure that this place is not only full, but it thrives and it has life and it is teaching and people want to come to this school. And so it, again, is going to take that community. I see law enforcement here. It's a community school. And so we are so happy to be a part of this. And any small part that I had to play in this is just that, just one small part of a bigger plan. And so I thank you all here today, and let's go and keep learning. And that's it. Thank you.
So when I saw Darlene this morning, I said, you know you're going to be speaking. She said, oh, you're going to put me on the spot? That was pretty good for being put on the spot. So let's move on. We talk about, and we are, by the way, we're going to have some people here from the state delegation going to be speaking. But let's move on to the vice chair of the Norwalk Board of Education, again, who right from the very beginning, the Board of Education was on board knowing this is something that we had to get done. And when I was talking before about Alan Lowe, we came over here probably sometime in June, I think. And I said, this is going to be open for the first day of school? He said, it is. And I said, okay, I want it open before I walk out the door. Before December 31st, I want this school open. And they got it on August 25th. So again, thank you. And Ms. Sherry McCready, the Vice Chair of the Norwalk Board of Education, if you'd like to come forward and say a few words.
Good morning, educators, staff, elected officials, and friends of our schools. It is with great pride and excitement that we officially welcome you to the brand new South Norwalk Elementary School, a state-of-the-art facility that opened its doors for the very first time on August 25th, 2025. Folks, this is more than just a new building. It is a historic moment for our community. For the first time in over 40 years, South Norwalk has a true neighborhood school, once again. And that is something truly worth celebrating. I want to extend my deepest gratitude for the passionate members of our local community who tirelessly advocated for this school. Your voices, your commitment, and your belief in what's possible helped bring us to this day. From the modern playground and cafetorium to classrooms designed for collaboration and learning, this $78 million facility is built not just for today, but for generations to come. It is a place where students will receive a high-level education in a truly high-quality environment. A heartfelt thank you for our state delegation, city officials, and state leaders for their dedication to education and for being instrumental partners in making this project a reality. I'd like to especially thank Senator Bob Duff, whose leadership helped secure a 60% state reimbursement, making this the first project of its kind in Norwalk and bringing significant savings to our taxpayers. And of course, thank you to Mayor Harry Rilling, whose unwavering support for building new schools made this project possible. His advocacy continues to shape a stronger future for Norwalk's children. Today marks a new beginning for our students, our families, and our community. Welcome to the new South Norwalk Elementary School.
I'd like to acknowledge the arrival of our president of the NAACP, Brenda Penn-Williams, who again is a tireless advocate for all people. She fights hard. When she sees a wrong, she fights to make it right. And when I see on my cell phone, Brenda Penn-Williams is calling, I say, what the heck did I do now? But usually it's a friendly call, and we're both on the same page. So thank you, Brenda, for being here. You know, to be the first principal of a new school, how gratifying that must be. You have the opportunity to shape this school, mold it into everything that we know it can possibly be. You've got a lot of young lives there. I always say that teaching, and I want to shout out to the teachers, teaching is the most noble profession of all. Teachers change the world one student at a time. And to dedicate their life to making that happen, to educating our young people, again, there's no greater calling than that. And so I would like to thank and bring forward the new principal of the South Norwalk School, Austin Randall. They had your name.
Where's my height? Good morning, everyone. I want you to do better than how you did for Miss Young. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
And I see my solo sharks back there. I first want to say that for me, growing up in Norwalk, there was a point in my life when I was leaving McMahon and I wasn't really sure about what was next for me. And I remember my first day of college being asked the question, do you want to be a teacher? And my response was no. Because I didn't realize at that time the potential that I had to make an impact. And so this has been a full circle moment for me. I was sharing earlier that I started my career working with students right behind on Ely during the summer, working with Neon. And to see some of those faces and some of the individuals I've worked with through all this time is just such a remarkable moment. So I first wanted to say that, but this moment is greater than you can believe for me, and every day feels like a dream. And so I thank you all for having me here. And Dr. Estrella, special thanks to you. So I want to start by sharing with you all a quote that I have shared with teachers throughout my career. And the quote goes, "Teachers plant the seeds of trees, knowing that they will never sit in their shade." And so when you first think about that, there's a bit of somberness that comes with that. But then if you listen a little deeper, you have to think about what are the morals, the values, the attributes, the beliefs of individuals who would knowingly weed and ploy and till the soil with no real knowing of what may become of those trees. And so it seems to me that those individuals in particular know a little bit about something that we call life. Because not knowing the journey of the seeds, not knowing how the trees will weather the storms, not knowing the count of leaves or the shades, but knowing that there is innate goodness in planting that seed and the potential of that seed is something that us in this space, I'm sure, know is our duty and the intergenerational charge that we have to lead students forward. So the individuals in this space have planted a seed, and that seed is the building behind me, yes, but it's also the hundreds of seeds that are in these halls. And for you all, you won't necessarily get to see the shade of these seeds when they blossom, but you are part of the journey. And for that, we are eternally thankful. So when I say the word legacy and preparing a place for those to come after us, it's a it's a selfless act. And the people in this space, not just this year, but over decades, have been planting these seeds. And those are here in body. There are some that are here in spirit. But it takes a collective effort, not just today, but I say to my faculty and to my families that we're a village. And so from this day, I ask all of you to continue to be the village here at Sono. We couldn't have gotten here without you, but we also need you to sustain. And so to everyone who took part as a farmer in tilling this soil and planting these seeds, I say to all of you, thank you, and thank you. And with that, I say to you, welcome to South Norwalk School.
Now I have to bring it back down. I think we're in good hands, don't you? Thank you so much, Mr. Randall. Thank you. Nice choice, Dr. Estrella. Good choice. So now we acknowledge the part that our state delegation played. It's, again, a whole team approach. And I have 2 members of my team here, one prior and one current, that I'd like to also shout out. You know, I always believe that a leader is only as successful as the team will allow him or her to be. And I had the blessings of having a wonderful team throughout the entire city. And my former chief of staff, Leisha King, was here. I don't know if she's still here, but I want to thank her for her leadership and her assistance in getting this done. But also my current chief of staff, Tom Livingston. Thank you, Tom, for all that you're doing. You know, I give Tom an assignment, or sometimes he'll give me one, but it gets done. And I want to thank our TMP team and our economic development team. We're building the infrastructure around this school to make the walk to school much safer for our children and their parents. So again, thank you to all. And now we have our Hartford people. Dominique was on the Common Council when we were talking about this as well. And then she went to Hartford, and she's worked very closely with our delegation in Hartford to secure the funds of making this happen. We have a 25-year school plan. I'll talk more about that when we get Senator Duff up here. But this is something that is, again, when you can get 60% reimbursement and for 80% reimbursement for the new Norwalk High School, you know, it makes it really crazy if you don't do something. So we're doing all that we can with the funds that we've been given. So Dominique Johnson, thank you, and please come forward.
The sun shines on us here today, and it's so great to be with you all. I thank everyone who's come before, working local and state together. You know, you're right, Mayor. I was thinking about that this morning. I think this was, for me, the last vote of immense consequence I took on the council before I joined Senator Duff up in the Capitol. And I remember that moment. I remember thinking, like our good principal said, this is a legacy vote. This is the kind of decision you make when you're in public office, because you know that there will be intergenerational effects. So thank you, Principal, for reminding us that we're just all but one farmer on this. Brick by brick, I was really proud to be one of the bricklayers, just that one brick. And then I have an appreciation for what it takes on the other side of things now. So Senator Duff, thank you. Thank you for leading our delegation. I'm here on behalf of the House of Representatives delegation. We are in Representative Travis Sims' district, and I know from being on the council how this school was a generational project, handed down from the generations. Thank you, Reverends. Thank you, President Pell Williams. When I joined the council, it was very clear with my colleagues that this needed to happen, and this moment all came together, local and state. When I think about what this school is going to be for our children, it's more than just the books on the shelves. It's more than just the immense quality and talent of our educators in this city. It's the fact that we're also trying to make what is right. We're trying to take something, and this is what I heard at these community meetings. Our young people in this neighborhood couldn't participate in extracurricular activities because it took too long to get to other schools, right? So an entire part of their education, we needed to make that right. And so I'm so proud to be a part of this. Thank you, Dr. Stray, and everyone. And I know you'll hear more from our Senator Duff, about the ongoing work we're trying to do to make more right in Norwalk. Thank you, everyone. Appreciate you.
So, you know, this is a challenging time for education across the world, across the country. We don't know what we're facing. We know there's a lot of unknowns, a lot of unanswered questions. But here in the state of Connecticut, I think we're in pretty good shape because we recognize that we have to step up and do whatever we can to continue the world-class education that we provide not only in the city of Norwalk, but in the state of Connecticut. So it gives me great pleasure to call the Connecticut Department of Administrative Services Commissioner Michelle Gilman to come forward, and thank you for all that you're doing to help Norwalk. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. It's so hard to top all the wonderful remarks that we've heard from our community members, our state members today, but it is my pleasure to be here and to join all of you that are in the audience and certainly here speaking today. This is an incredible community effort. I remember being here just about a year ago, I think, for the beam signing ceremony, and to see how far this project has come since then, and to see the little ones that have been moving around the grounds today and are now in this building learning and working together to learn for the future and to be our future leaders is quite amazing. So incredible work that this community has done, whether it's the building community, whether it's our fire and police that have been part of the safety and the footprint of this design, all of our leaders who have secured funding and been part of the project moving forward, certainly to our governor for embracing the innovation and the footprint that this school has brought forward. Our agency is proud to be part of the project in a small way. Not only do we give out the funding, which is a fun job, but we're part of the design as well, and working with all of you and certainly the vendors to ensure an appropriate design. But for us, being a part of that project, and again, seeing the young ones and what this project means, not only for today, but in the future, and what this design will mean for the community, is something that's incredibly impactful, not only for us at the state level, but again, for our communities across the state. So again, thank you so much to all that have helped bring this project forward, from the superintendent to the principal, to again, our legislative delegation, and to all of you who have been an integral part of today's project. Really excited to see the inside of the school today, and again, to see those little ones grow into from those seeds into those leaders of the future, and then looking at perhaps those families, the families that they develop, being here in the future as well, growing their families, and more to come here in the future. So thank you again. Pleased to be part of this day today. Thank you.
We talk about the education, and we talked about our greeting team. We have a greeting team in the back there. Could you students stand up and wave? No, that's our greeting team that met us all this morning. This is for you. So now we have from the Connecticut State Department of Education, the commissioner, again, who helped bring this forward, and who's been a great supporter for education, not only in the city of Norwalk, but certainly in the state of Connecticut. And we're proud to have you with us, Commissioner Charlene Russell Tucker.
Good morning, and thank you. And I was impressed with the greeters. They greeted us coming in, so thank you for that. What a joy it is to stand here to celebrate the opening of this beautiful new school right here in the heart of South Norwalk. You've got your history, but I have to tell you, in putting up Google Maps to get here today, they still have a satellite imagery of a dirt lot here. So we need to let them know that what we have here is no longer a dirt lot, but a beautiful school, state-of-the-art school building. And we're so thankful, as Commissioner Gilman said, for all of the kudos and thank yous for all of you working together with our mayor, our superintendent, our senator or representative or principal, everybody working together. Thank you for the work that you've done. I really just wanted to do a shout out though to your superintendent, just in case you didn't know, because she's fiercely leading and advocating for the 11,473 students and the 1,247 staff here in Norwalk Public Schools. And she took my invitation just a few weeks ago to come to Hartford, because we were announcing how we've done with test scores and attendance this past year. And I brought in 4 school districts just to be there at the press event with us to talk about what it takes on the ground to make this happen. And Dr. Estrella was there talking about the work, the progress that we're seeing in Norwalk, and representing to the entire state the work that is happening here. So thank you for that. And because she was kind enough to say yes to that, I invited her back up to our State Board of Education meeting to talk about the behavioral health efforts that she's championing here, making sure that we're addressing students' behavioral health needs. So could you put your hands together and give our superintendent a nice round of applause? So thank you for all working together with the local Board of Education, our superintendent, and all of you in community to make sure that we could celebrate today the opening of this school. This is through school, family, community partnerships. And we know it takes all three to work together for students to be successful. And so we know beyond the school building, someone said that before, it's thriving hallways and our students working together. So I am just grateful to be a little part of your celebration today, Mayor, and for everyone here. Our governor is here, our senator, but just to be able to say we're in this together. And this is the work that we do to make sure the 508,402 students in our public education system, they have the best that they need to be successful. So congratulations, and thank you very much.
Thank you, Commissioner. I don't know what I can say about the next speaker that we haven't said already. This guy is a true champion for the city of Norwalk, bringing millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars to the city for his advocacy. Whatever the city of Norwalk needs, you know, we can't do it simply by taxing our residents. There are certain things that we'd love to do, but we can't do it unless we get money from another source. And this guy, a Norwalk native, a graduate of Norwalk Public Schools, has done so much to help the city of Norwalk. I don't know what else to say. The guy is great. Thank you, Senator Duff.
Good morning. Thank you, Mayor. I appreciate that. Ms. Takis, Ms. Maskachewski, Ms. Lanahan, Ms. Cooney, Ms. Golding, and Mr. Diorio were my elementary school teachers growing up. And Mr. Walter Reck was my principal in Marvin Elementary School. And Ms. Noble was my gym teacher. So who says that teachers in elementary school don't make a difference? Because they do. And people like me with good memories remember who our teachers were. And they still have an impact on us to this very day. And so when you think about this building, this bricks and mortar, and how important it is so important for the success of our students who are here today. Just as much as it is important for all the wonderful teachers and staff who are in that building as well. Ms. Rubino was my librarian. We really have a place today where so many hopes and dreams are going to be met for all these young people who are here today. This is a school that is going to be successful, not only because it's a brand new school, but because of who's in it and what's in that school and how it's going to contribute to the success of our young people. To think about these students, some of whom would have had to go on a bus or may have gone on a bus for 45 minutes to go from one end of the city to the other end of the city, now who can walk to school. That is a big deal. And that's why all of us collectively, all of you collectively, have worked so hard to get this school here today. Commissioner Russell Tucker, I remember when we had that initial conversation with the superintendent, with the mayor and others about this Hatch and Bailey lumber site and whether or not it was actually feasible to get this dirt pile to become a school. It was never known if that was actually going to happen. But thanks to our mayor, who's not running again, but his legacy certainly will be rebuilding our Norwalk Public Schools, to our superintendent, who I think this was our second part of our first conversation, was when you first came aboard, was our South Norwalk School. Thanks to our Commissioner of Department of Administrative Services, because as much as she underplayed the work of DAS, they are an essential part of this for sure. Thanks to our Board of Education, our Common Council, our clergy in the area, NAACP, our Board of Estimate and Taxation, and others, we're all able to come together to work this. But it could not have happened. It could not have happened without our delegation, thanks to Representative Johnson and others. It could not have happened without our Governor, Lamont, and I want to say sincere thanks to Governor Lamont for working with us on this 25-year plan with a 60% reimbursement. And let me just give you, thank you. Because I can tell you this, it would not have happened with other governors. You have to have a governor who says, yes, I want to invest in our cities, I want to invest in our communities across the state of Connecticut. And it was very, very easy for him to say, no, we can't afford it, we can't do it. But he said yes to doing it, and that means a lot, and that means a lot to our students here in Norwalk. So let me just give you show you exactly what that means. Under the old reimbursement formula, which was 22.5%, $17 million would have come from the state for this school. $60 million would have been borne by Norwalk taxpayers. Under the new 60% reimbursement, $46 million is coming from the state, and $31 million is coming from the city. So again, Governor, thank you for that. And lastly, I just want to mention our city staff as well, who work so hard, because we're not done yet. We have a $2.5 million community investment fund grant that's going to go out right over here to do a roundabout and sidewalks to make sure that when students walk to school, they walk to school safely. I know $1 million is coming from the city as well. But that again is thanks to our governor and our legislature, thanks to Senator Looney and our Speaker of the House, Matt Ritter, for helping to put that together so we have access to even more funds to help our students and to help our community. But this is really a great day. And so many people have been really involved in this. And all I look forward to are seeing those students in this school happy and excited and ready to learn, and teachers who have the resources they need to make sure these kids succeed to their fullest extent possible. Thank you so much.
Miss Blotcher, Miss Renzulli, and Miss Tristram. Those are my three first, second, and third grade teachers. But you know, it's interesting because when I moved from Jefferson to Tracy, the principal was Edith Vogel. Now I know a lot of you remember that name. And every single time that I advanced within the Norwalk Police Department, I got a handwritten note congratulating me from Edith Vogel. And that's a testimony to her commitment, but the caliber of people that are working with our young people. So it's gratifying. So thank you, Bob, for helping me remember. Now, the next speaker, I know he needs no introduction. Don't get up yet. Sir. He has invested so much in the city of Norwalk. I can't remember, and I go a ways back, I can't remember any governor who has invested so much in the city of Norwalk, working with our delegation, because he believes in Norwalk. He believes in the state of Connecticut. He's a progressive, forward-thinking governor who does so much for so many, and as Bob said, I don't think I've ever heard him say no. So let's give a resounding applause to our Governor, Ned Lamont.
Yeah, Harry, I believe in Norwalk, and I believe in your leadership. It's been extraordinary what you've been able to accomplish here. And Bob Duff is not shy, neither is Dominique. You know, every day fighting for the city of Norwalk and telling us what these mean. I have a special set of scissors for clipping ribbons. One of them says just Norwalk on it, because you keep us really busy, and you deserve it. And this is a town that's getting it right. A lot of people want to move here. You're building housing, making it easy for people to live, and a community school is an anchor to everything we're trying to accomplish, and that's why we're here. Hey, greeters, why don't you come up here? Hey, Al, go get the greeters up here. Come on up. We're here for you. This is what it's all about. There you go. Good to see you. You don't have to be, you can go anywhere. Okay, this is good. Come on up. You're not shy. I'll tell you what, Randall had me thinking, because we're sitting here in the blazing sun, and he was talking about planting seeds, and you don't necessarily see the fruits of your work for 20 years. There's a great story about Jack Kennedy when he was in the White House. And the sun was blazing into the Oval Office, just like it's blazing in here, Randall. And he said, maybe we should plant a tree so we can get some shade. And they said, oh, Mr. President, it'll take 20 years before that tree can provide any shade. And Jack Kennedy famously said, then you better plant it today. And I think that's what we're doing right here. I want to thank everybody that didn't get thanked by everybody else, because I see what a community this is. I was here, what was it, 3 weeks ago, you guys, for the first day of school? Something like that. And I love the look on the kids' face, seeing that we love them and value them. They see this new school and what it says. I love the parents, many of whom are able to walk here, the value of a community school. There's nothing more important than having parents involved in education, and that's what a community school is all about. I say a great school, you know, is a calling card. I also love the fact that this basketball court's been busy. Did you hear that? I hear a lot of your neighbors are playing basketball here on weekends too. But a great school is a calling card. It's a calling card for what this community here in South Norwalk says. Great schools are a calling card for Norwalk, and that's one of the many reasons that a lot of people want to be here. And great schools are a calling card for the state of Connecticut as well. So I talk to people around the country, I talk to businesses thinking about it. Well, you know, one of the first things they always say is, I'm thinking about Connecticut because you're great schools. I see how much you value education. I know your schools are welcoming. I know Connecticut's going to be a place where I feel welcome. And it's working because of great community schools like what you have right here. Thanks to you, Charlene. Everybody else's scores are going down. Ours are going up. Absenteeism is going up around the country. Ours is going down. Keep the parents involved. Tell your friends every day what a great school it is. You miss it. You want to come back. I keep coming back to Norwalk because you get it right. Thanks, Harry.
Thank you, Governor. And thank you, young graders. We appreciate it. You like your new school?
Yes.
Yeah? You go every day? Who walks to school from here? Look at that. Look at that. Okay? So now, I believe, and I'll ask my communications director, Michelle, who does a remarkable job. Is it now time to officially open the school? Or, oh, there's a program. Oh my goodness, more greeters. Wow, look at these kids. Welcome. Here you go. Hi. How are you? Hello. Smile. Smile. Hello. Hi. Good smile. Hello. Hello. I'm sorry? No, I'm the mayor of Norwalk. Yeah? Because it's an American flag, I wear it all the time, and I was also in the Navy.
I like your t-shirt. Roll your own drink.
Folks, come on, find your place quickly.
Good morning.
Good morning. Okay.
Yeah, sure. This is all going to be public. This will be posted on our social media and on YouTube. So if you want to take it from there,
program.
Yep.
Oh, perfect.
The whole thing.
That's good enough. Thank you.
And then we have someone roaming around taking photos, which we can also send you.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Okay, I'll grab that.
I present to you the second grade choir.
thank you for sharing all that talent with us. We appreciate it.
Put your hand down here. Hold on. No, up here. There you go. Put the other one up here. Everybody got it. Look up. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go.